right, that new game smells wearing off. Let's just get down to business.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and fauna, the pleasant atmosphere, and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch,
Welcome back.
and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm, a meticulously designed marvel where if each naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species.
The matriarch and appeared right out of the aether, just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos, illustrating my steadfast fidelity. All subjects prosper under the guidance of our beneficent ruler, the sovereign. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and true. Charlton Weintrott. Did I? Not again. Oh, this? It's a birthmark, skin condition, both, about which I am rather sensitive, thank you very kindly. Say, you are every bit you seem, yes? Thoroughly on the up and up and in no way a hidden agent? It is widely known that a sentinel is required to stand revealed before rendering judgment. Why, a plot point about that featured prominently in the latest episode of I, Red Cloak.
Of course you believe everything on the Aether Wave. I guess it would be stranger if you didn't swallow the propaganda, even if it does take some heavy dramatic license.
Say now, no need to get tough. You saw through my ruse fine. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
Ha! I am not familiar, though that does sound like one of their products. I refer to the ones for Purple Berry Crunch brand cereal. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret. If I understand the subtext, that means yes. Dearie me, you are the first secret agent I have ever met. At least in waking life. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
Of the sovereign to guide them here on Eden.
Of course. Toodaloo. Hey there,
Paradigm
go-getter.
affords us a perfect life of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful.
Almost missed the routine certitude of my assigned profession. profession.
Prudence dictates. Take a moment to rightly appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
Grass ready if you need a house call.
Goodwin here. Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon Den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. Surely the red spores aren't to blame. Windborne spores lack the catalytic agent of our food additives. Only way to be certain is to gather a stool sample. Simple enough. A routine task for the Audacious Advances field team. Quiet now as we approach the rap's nest. Certainly the spirited variety will offer... No, look alive, Commander. We need to run now!
Armed and ready.
Love to, but I'm not ready. Sorry, ain't ready yet. Ain't recharged. Let me know when you need a stretch.
I've had my fill of wrangling spores. This should be enough for the antidote.
my most favorite, least homicidal subordinate. How's all that? Absolutely gorgeous. Look at you. And to think I just forcibly coerced the first gormless dunderhead who walked by and found you. Lucky me. Now, first things first. Place the data cartridge in the drawer for me, right here, in the slot below my intercom. Haha. Allow me to give this a cursory eyeball and... perfect. I'm sure we have the correct neutralizing agent here in the lab. I'll nose out the exact compound within our chemical reserves in 2 shakes of a rat's tail. Well, it's a textbook example of the medulla oblongata wagging the cerebellum. Although, frankly, there's a plethora of ways to stimulate the reptile brain into such a flurry. None of the previous methods were anywhere close to being this commercially viable. But where there's a will, there's a way to make a profit. Honestly, this whole process is 1 part scientific testing, 2 parts... Normally, I'd say perfection can't be hurried, but... there. I have determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Place it and the spore samples into that synthesizer. Enable the device and it will beget a working antidote momentarily. Return with it directly as soon as it does, if you please. I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us. Though in the end, this should turn out to be quite a lucrative day. I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote? Nice try. But you don't possess nearly the negotiating power you might suspect. Not when I can simply bide my time and wait for another gormless dunderhead to stumble by. Why, let that thick-headed boob amble off with your reward. Not budging? Oh, all right. I suppose I'd be willing to throw in a little extra as a merit bonus for your superb... Wonderful, wonderful! Knew you seemed a bankably reliable sort. All right. I am activating the air filtration system. There. Should only take a few moments for the antidote to circulate. Everyone still alive should be right as rain shortly. Marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of your actions. Oh, and before I forget, I, Omid Ormsby, under the power granted me by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, hereby free you from impressed service to Auntie's choice. Be seeing you.
The biological samples within the remains outside are no doubt deteriorating rapidly. have to recreate this experiment.
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
We could use the assistance, that's for sure. The gas leak has made our automechs a touch unreliable.
Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for Zeranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad. Aside from the headaches, nightmares, missing teeth, and headaches. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has...
All that matters is getting these automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
What in the name of the architect? Oh, right. My guards told me to expect a new arrival, right before our chief mechanist decided to harangue me with the latest on our catastrophe.
Marshal, you're acting as though I'm not standing here auguring the impending doom of this facility.
Woodrow, normally I would be obliged, nay, happy, to receive your senseless jawing. But not today. Perhaps this outsider can assist where you've failed. I hope you've come to help, because a crisis is bearing down on us, and I've a dearth of reliable hands with which to manage it. We may or may not have what you need. Speak with Hazel, our ever-reliable and ever-resourceful quartermaster. Like you, me and my consternated head technician are new arrivals. Though we may not last long if we fail to repair the Zeranium leak. I wouldn't have put it in those terms, but I appreciate someone who speaks their mind. The Vox relay station needs our automechs. But until that leak is fixed, this facility is a target for the sport of Auntie's armaments. Delphinia Bryant is working on a prototype Zeranium shield. Whoever uses it will be less disposable and more useful to the Protectorate. That's the spirit. You've got gumption, nerve, and daring do. Almost reminds me of myself.
Marshal, those automechs have been corrupted with Zeranium. I can't even cogitate on what they're capable of if we lack the time or resources to approach this rationally. Should they go berserk, we may well be turning the very subject you intend to resupply into their victims. We'd be branded as traitors.
Then perhaps you had better explain to Brigadier Montelli why his defenses are grounded. And you can do so personally, in the comfort of his office.
Montelli? I rescind my objection. May the delicate workings of the paradigm point us toward a better way.
There's a good fellow. Cleave to your loyalty, and it will never steer you wrong.
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Almost done with this work list. Another sealant failure? Amplifier wreck? The Marshal is under a lot of pressure to deliver automechs to the Vox relay station. But if even a single automech steps out of line, it will be the end of me. Zeranium-corrupted automechs open fire on Protectorate soldiers, and I end up in the darkest bowels of mental refreshment. Oh is right. The Marshal is a good man, but he values speed while I value accuracy. Neither of us is wrong, but Hazel should get you sorted right quick, assuming she has the parts. She's right between the barracks and the main gate. Can't miss her.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for Stoke? Now what is it you want? Ah, our good Marshal sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected. Assist me, and you'll get more than bits out of the equation. You'll get a prototype shield gadget, the first of its kind. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, but suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operation. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget... Good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply... Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Normally, yes, but on the off chance that ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against... Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look...
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it.
Outer chassis sealant test number 14 has confirmed a failure. Zeranium exposure rate appears to be unaffected. Test model displayed standard overload-induced paralysis, then became atypical. Forced to terminate test model and...
Yes. Let's have a look at you. No signs of Zeranium exposure, or anything else novel or interesting, apparently. Another humdrum workaday ailment, no doubt. Nothing requiring my vast expert...
What brings you to this fine establishment?
Caught a piece of shrapnel during the attack. What about you?
Zeranium boy. Stay true, outsider.
Oh, unfamiliar clientele. I was just lamenting the lack of new faces around here since supplies stopped arriving. And then you walk in. Name's Hazel. I'm sort of the acting quartermaster around these parts. You need any supplies, talk to my friend the Quartermech here. You'd think that a fully stocked auto-mechanical repair center would have automech parts, and 9 times out of 10 you'd be spot on. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently. As a matter of fact, yes. Recently, when the crates by the wall got too high, it began stacking supplies on the catwalk above.
I'd gather that their automech programming is just as rigid as the rest of their society. Meaning, this automech didn't misplace anything.
Logic can be a funny thing, you understand. One misstep can have the most peculiar results. Doubtful. Zeranium affects their aggression in targeting subroutines. Basic instructions would still be functional. The quartermech is my responsibility. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage.
Standard Earth Directorate protocol calls for a thorough grid search of the premises, Commander. Those parts...
Are you acquainted with Delphinia? She's a scientist on loan from the Vox Relay, helping with the Zeranium leak and all. As she ought to be. Donaldson needs to get this facility on that happy thought. See you soon, I hope.
Commander? I think this stuff is eating my lungs from the inside.
My little minion. I trust you've made... What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend capital deduction. Where have you been all my career? You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You guessed correctly. Our chief mechanist was rather hostile to the idea. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for decades. I had a model of one when I was young. All children did. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That, I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled... Good! A flexible mind. Failing that, be prepared to exercise... One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed. Well, off...
Yes? She and I have been over this 100 times. Please understand, the original staff of this facility were rounded up and refreshed because they couldn't safeguard a protectorate asset. Why should I follow their example by reducing our sole working Dragoon to a pile of unpatriotic scrap? I can't. I won't. That's a fair point. It's not as if they've come back to finish the job. Perhaps they assume we're already beaten. All right, how's about we get the Dragoon situated over here, so I can extract its vital organ? One catalytic amplifier as agreed. Be seeing you, stranger.
Well, any closer to obtaining the cat? Oh, superb! I'm almost tempted to ask how you managed it. With this gadget, you'll be shielded against more than Zeranium, you know. Damn near everything, as long as it's charged. Now, report to Marshal Donaldson, if you please. He's rather impatient to end this crisis so he can turn his focus back to the war. Don't thank me. Just doing my part for the sake of the paradigm, same as anyone.
I'm glad that spectacle didn't scare you off. Between the recent attacks and the gas leak, you find us on the razor's edge between reason and panic. Whether or not you're able to help us, I'm grateful to have an extra set of eyes on the problem. Zeranium is hardly my area of expertise, but it falls to me to find a solution, lest I follow my predecessors to their untimely I knew Dr. Bryant would come through for us, that she'd prove her worth as surely as any subject of the Protectorate would. Seeing as you're the only one trained in the use of that gadget, what say you put it through its paces? Make your way inside the repair hangar and find the control terminal to purge the Zeranium. And be careful with that terminal. We don't want the situation getting any worse. don't worry about Woodrow. Smart fellow, but his cautious nature gets in the way. Yes, there is some risk that exposure to Zeranium will corrupt our automechs, to use his colorful language. That shouldn't stop us from delivering them on time. I'm sure they'll be scrubbed clean once they arrive at the Vox Relay. But that isn't our problem to solve. You be sure and come back once you've made progress on the leak.
Run into trouble? Oh, yes, this looks remarkably advanced. If you'd indulge me, I have a few questions I'd like to ask. For medical, first question. Can you describe the conditions in which you were exposed to the Zeranium? It's a wonder you're still upright. The emanations outside that building are thick enough to be a death sentence. The Marshal's at his wit's end about it. I'd suggest paying a call to our visiting scientist next door. All right, next question. How are you feeling? For instance, do your bones seem noticeably softer somehow? Have you observed any... Well, good for you. Keeping a positive attitude can often, as a token of my appreciation, allow me to... There, that should do it. Do stop back in if you suffer additional exposure.
Got a distraction for you.
What have you done? The Zeranium now spews from the hangar more thickly than ever. The damage must have been more advanced than we thought. I knew I should have pushed the repairs earlier. Sure, a few may have died, but the mission might still have been salvaged. This is my fault. The blame lies squarely on my shoulders. I gambled on an outsider, but with this failure, I have likely doomed this entire island to the tender mercies of our enemies. No more will our stalwart subjects reap the bounty of this land. Instead, this island will be trampled by the boots of our enemies. Its resources stripped bare, leaving nothing of the beauty we've cultivated over long years. As our stewardship is cast aside like so much detritus, harmony will be lost, and chaos will reign. Praise will get freaks and worse. Will despoil that. And with the island's fall, I may have dealt eating their way deeper into eat. Yes.
Ready to waste them. On your command.
I can see the door, but ain't a way to reach it from here. Guess we'll have to take the long way around.
I hope you brought me good news, outsider. At last, the tide is shifting. Today, we fix our automechanicals. Tomorrow, we push the unprincipled interlopers of Auntie's choice into the sea. You've done us a great service, stranger, and I would see your efforts rewarded. Alas, we don't have much to offer since our supplies are so low. I hope these bits will suffice. We confiscated them from the corpses of the scouts who attempted to infiltrate. Perhaps you're right. Accept this with my gratitude. Now I can show our chief mechanist that he was wrong, and a little Zeranium poisoning won't do those automechs any harm.
I wish I shared the Marshal's confidence that our problems were behind us.
My erstwhile assistant returns. Now that you mention it, there was one particularly insistent. After several firm remonstrations, I told it the interior of the until a more.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work? Local refreshment post haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Look who's back.
How empty are the lives of anti-subjects that they need to rely on film on?
Outsider. Ah, the itinerant straight. That is most excellent. Please, thank you. I know community service can be a foreign concept for those outside the Protectorate, so I hope this is ample reward for your time. Now, I'll prepare a writ of conscription to the Vox Relay. Once you're inside, there's something else I need you to do. Something that would save many lives. The Vox Relay is, to my mind, a time bomb. Brigadier Montelli's lost his way. Now, all manner of madness, I tell you. A brigadier doesn't act as judge, jury, and executioner. That's an arbiter's job. And even then, they're enforcing existing Protectorate law. Why, isn't it obvious? As vigilant, I was his commander, and without my guidance, executions done in the service of order are an unfortunate necessity. Done at the whim of an individual, Marshal Corbin. As with all my subjects, I have been there when he needed me. I trust we can call on him now to do, and this is important. You must convince him to kill Montelli. Corbin will want to talk him down, to take him into custody, to message we cannot allow. If Corbin becomes the highest-ranking officer alive, no, the Protectorate execute. Good, good. I may not survive to see what occurs. Farewell now. Promise you'll return here. Oh, I don't doubt your abilities. But the prospects remain exceeding. Even if you succeed, it's only a matter of time before the Arbiter arrives to admit. Farewell now.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the subject to the most exalted vigilant.
Stranger? Hello again. Here to help? Or just hard to say, since before the invasion, Automechs must say I do look. See you when I see you.
Too much Spacers Ale. Try anti-enjoyment pills. Good for what?
I've been bartering with defectors. Traded one force rocket for a whole tin of prestige force flow.
I ain't even close to hitting rock bottom yet. Middling bottom, sure, but not rock bottom.
I don't much mind sharing my rack. Sleeping in shifts sure beats bunking down her run. I give up my dirty
Business is always good when... What do you need this time? Those hoople heads. First they botched their work up here, now the Grove. If there were medals for incompetence, they'd be well decorated. Well, I thank you for helping them out. Sorry you had to go out of your way. Now there's an odd request. If you've got queries about my stock, I'm sure I could answer them for you. Wait one rat-gone moment. Did Miss Galloway put you up to this? I can't for the life of me adduce a reason as to why a greenhouse manager would be interested in military inventory. What kind of plants are we growing in there? I'm not sure why she didn't just tell me that in the first place. Well, we don't want an infiltrator exploiting any of our systems. Go ahead and do what you gotta. Keycard to access the terminals on the boxes right outside my stores there. Feel free to nab it. Knew you'd be back. What do you need this time?
Nice to see some drones that ain't trying to kill me for a change.
What's the fastest way to climb the corporate ladder?
Do your immediate supervisor's job better?
Hello again. You get that inventory issue sorted? How grand. That officially mops up the last of the mess from the buffoons that came before me. And, as promised, my good fortune is also your good fortune. And while this might be a tad fewer bits than you were hoping for, remember, you've also made allies that you'll find all across Arcadia. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in. Find that rose? and you find Sub Rosa. Just keep watching for paintings of a stylish yellow rose with a split black... black circle near the middle. Like the one you passed on your way in. Find that rose, and you find Sub Rosa.
This Moonhand character of yours, is this a kind of...
Pardon me for being preoccupied. I've got Westport. I knew you'd come back once you'd had a little time to ruminate. Now, your task deals not with the town itself, but the subjects residing within it. Converting Westport's subjects will teach us much about the Protectorate mind. How it solves problems. I've a kit of supplies to aid you, items to cajole or to dissuade. Sabotage the town or sway the citizenry. The choice is yours. Should pose no trouble for a go-getter like you. Perhaps. The kit contains a wide variety of tools. Some items may serve as honey, swaying the naysayers to our side. Others are blunt implements, crippling infrastructure to force the refugees toward Fairfield. Slather on a bit of elbow grease and you'll Westport represents a challenge. The challenge present Fairfield citizenry were given ample incentive to fold for they could, but the people of Westport are stuck. Shh, not so loud. The hat can tell when you're questioning it. The people of Westport don't trust me. I cannot help these people achieve salvation until I know what it is they yearn for. I say if the situation is serendipitous, so much the better. Excellent. Here's the kit. Advertisement tapes, ambidextrine, assorted stimulant. That I shall mark the locale. Begin with the vigilant Hogarth. Motivate him to depart and his subjects will... Now, I'm sure you've asked yourself for a task so involved. Well, wonder no longer. For the completion of this deed, I'm prepared to offer you an exact replica of my one-of-a-kind, limited production, gentle person's Oxonian. Of course, I'll be happy to pay you as well, but I was under the impression that good looks were priceless. I don't think you understand. The Reserve Oxonian is functionally identical to the one I wear. If anything, I've grown attached to this one. Very well. I can see you won't be swayed. You succeed in the conversion of Westport, and I then consider yourself officially deputy. Be forewarned. I can only guess at the needs of the denizens of Westport. You must engage with them, gauge their situation. Only then can you motivate them adequately. I suppose I should take this time to make peace with its departure.
Feeling distracted, daydreaming on the job. Mental refreshment centers are there. Don't risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
I I hear correctly that you brought us Automech parts? No. Why, thank you.
Exciting news!
The
The
outside.
Vigilance sent that outsider to collect Automech parts for us.
Outsider, you have your orders. The Vox relay awaits. Do remember what I asked of you. Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it. When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return. I have the aid of key pillars of our community. Several persons of note and good character who our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water, the reassuring. But I know you've got more to do than listen to me natter on about the state of West. Farewell now.
Led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide
You
them.
have your orders. The Vox.
The full luxury the paradigm affords us. And plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation.
The wireless said that flooding Westport is routine maintenance to remove the dust that had been building up in our door frames.
Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have...
Whether it's an orifice or a face, Auntie's choice makes us ready for it.
Prisoner 34989-393A, there is no place for you in the paradigm. You are hereby sentenced to death for the crimes of desertion and opposing the lawful authority of the Protectorate. No! Wait, I got
Figured this ship would have departed by now. You know how Sentinels are. They take their time with traitors and conspirators.
The Sovereign provides. The system abides. We rout all disruptive influences.
Back in business. Happy to help. Discreetly. Someone call for a medic. Let's get you healed. We are doing taking cover.
Back again. Thought we were done for now. You again. I heard fighting. What's going on?
We're not Protectorate. We're your ticket out of this hotbox. Esculepe sent us.
Esculepe? Zeb sent you? Wait, you're Niles, aren't you? Count on Zeb to go as far as raising the dead to help. But it's too late. I gather you haven't noticed the bodies in the pen here.
Oh. The others don't look like they suffered easy deaths. What happened?
Montelli, damn him! He executed March and Pharaoh outright, ranting about traitors. Then the Consul Sentinel arrived to conduct a preliminary interrogation. She tortured us for information. The others didn't survive her enthusiasm for the work. I'm only here because the Consul wants someone brought back to him, alive. Lucky me. The cipher, right. I managed to memorize it before I was nabbed. 02519W. Should help Zeb decode the intelligence we sent him a whole lot faster. Kind of you to offer, but I'm not going anywhere.
If you're too hurt to walk, I'm sure the commander and I could...
No, it's not that. I need the Sentinel to take me onto that transport. I want her to think she's won. And then, just as we leave orbit, I'm going to blow her pretty ship to pieces.
That might just be the most ruthless bait and switch I ever heard. Your friends ought to be proud.
Thanks. Funny what ideas come into your head after losing a molar. I'm no martyr. If there was another way to protect Zebulon and our cell, I'd take it. But if I escape, the Protectorate will pursue me, and everyone I care about will be in danger. I'll make it look like an accident. Mechanical failure. When I was being tortured, I saw some frayed wires near the fuel system. With the right spark, I think I can ignite it.
You know your stuff, Commander. I was just about to point out the same problem.
What do you propose, then?
Not blowing yourself up, for starters.
You know how relentless the Protectorate is. But if I die, that's the end of it. The Consul will turn his attention elsewhere, and our cause can continue in the shadows. Please, if you can help me sabotage the transport, then help me. We don't have much time.
Might be I could sabotage the transport from the outside. Make it look like negligent maintenance. What do you think, Commander?
The others paid with their blood to protect the cause. How can I be unwilling to do the same? All right. I'm going to trust you on this, if only because I don't... No point in remaining here then, is there? I'll need you to find a way to unlock... If you can't unlock it through nimble fingers. Talk about prepared. Quickly then. Well done. I can manage from here. Tell Zeb I'll rendezvous with him later. Once I've identified a safe place to meet. One last request. Don't damage the transport. A lone escapee is already insult, but a sentinel kill. Anyway, thank you again.
I know what Audra said, but what if she's wrong? I can't help thinking we shouldn't leave without blooding in the Protectorate's nose first. I could still go through with our plan from before. Sabotage the transport, make it look like an accident. Wouldn't be hard. I'm torn. On the one hand, Audra might be right. But when else are we gonna have a chance to take out one of the Consul's lackeys and a Protectorate vessel in one go? Yeah, but it's not like we've ever let that stop us before. That Sentinel's not gonna stop. She'll find new targets, new people to torture and kill. If we do nothing now, their blood will be on our hands. Be serious, Commander. This isn't the time for jokes. Yeah, you're probably right. Tempting as it be to watch that Sentinel fry. Thanks for helping me sort through it. Let's get back to Zeb. He still needs a cipher, and he'll want to hear about what happened with Audra.
Gray gone astray? Look a stay today. Are you mentally refreshed?
You've returned, but...
We pulled Audra out before she got herself blown up for the cause, but we were too late to save the others. A Sentinel worked them over real bad. I'm sorry, Zeb.
Damn the Protectorate! I'm certain you did all you could. And I'm especially grateful you were able to rescue Audra. I'd be at sea without her. And what of the cipher? Thank you. I was beginning to fear I'd have to decipher this intelligence the hard way. Perhaps I was mistaken about your commitment to making amends, Niles. Thank you for being true.
Can't fault you for having doubts. But I have changed. I am changing.
I hope you'll both forgive me my earlier disposition. I'm not normally so... surly. I'm pleased Niles has found such a supportive friend and ally. I haven't much to reward you with, but take this. It's something I had started on for Niles long ago. This information came at a steep price, but I'll put it to good use. Expect to hear from me should our cause require further assistance from the Earth. The Protectorate will no doubt wish to strike back at us, but they will grasp only air. Do you always put your hands on other people's things? Just need to pack my things and I'll depart. Best not to stay in any one location for too long.
Damned if I stay. Damned if I go. Can I remain? Hello there. You seem to have caught me at a most inopportune time. Was just, patrolling the sewers. Monitoring for suspicious activity. Now, I must kindly ask that you vacate the vicinity. Your presence here is proving distracting, to put it mildly. The what? Word to the wise. A protectorate station is hardly the place to be making light of one's affiliations. Brigadier Montelli would be ecstatic to hear you spout such humorous quips. You'd be labeled a heretic. But I'm sure he'd chuckle as you swung. Forgive my unease. I thought Montelli sent you to see to my execution, or some other absurdity. I don't know what's going on here. The station's changed. It's become a damn charnel house, stained with the blood of my brothers and sisters. I don't know what to do. I just don't wish to die. I can't. That'd be a fine idea. If only there weren't a group of starving raptidons that saw fit to make a den so close to the grate. I can? Oh. I suppose I'm now off to a world filled with uncertainty. Savage wildlife. And miscreants always on your heels. Here. This key card should unlock a storage cache up above. It has some supplies in it that'll likely do you more good than they have me.
Imperfection is impossible when the mind is a thing of symmetry.
If you don't mind, I need a moment of self-composure. Please, feel free to carry.
The matriarch chose Edith because she...
stringing up their own people. Sick bastards.
Oh, these damned bodies. Why can't we just bury the lot of them? Theoretically, it shall take me 4 hours to hang 8 bodies. But Montelli killed 6 more yesterday, and my shift only goes for 3 more hours. Sovereign's mercy. I fear hanging all these corpses is beyond my capabilities, and I certainly need no distractions. What is it you want? Is that you there? Why do you have an Auntie's Choice abomination in tow?
Careful now. You're speaking to a soldier who could put one between your eyes at 100 paces back. Lucky for you, I'm here in good faith.
Ugh, no matter. I cannot afford to worry over you. I have a Vigilant Hogarth sent you? I wish I could help, but he's been named a traitor. These credentials might as well be stained in Protectorate blood. That being said, I am from Westport. If Hogarth trusts you, let's just say I'm willing to listen. The Brigadier sees enemies everywhere, sappers in every shadow. Approaching him under questionable license is to risk being shot. While it pains me to act in what might be contrary to the Brigadier's personal conviction, I can't simply have you saunter through the gates. It would cause a terrible gibbets. There is little view of who's within them, so I can use them to haul you into the station without notice. I won't lock them, so you can free yourself once inside. Allow me to open them for you and your companions. Getting folks inside can be a little tricky.
Please refrain from caging your Valerie unit in future, unless a crime has been committed.
This cannot be happening. Not again. Come, quickly. We must all bear witness.
Technicians Acna and Gastrell, you stand accused of manufacturing a fatal flaw in one of our valued dragoons. Have you any last words to express your shame?
That dragoon was already defective. Oh, we were only rebuilding the logic assembly so that...
At last, the truth alights. I hope this belated confession unburdens your conscience, though it will do nothing to commute your sentence. On the charges of sabotage and treason most contemptible, I find you both guilty.
No, please! This is all a misunderstanding. We're loyal.
More loyal subjects executed. And valued technicians, no less. I cannot see how reducing our own manpower guides us down a path to victory. Wait. I don't recognize you, soldier. Are you a new transfer? No, you can't. I recognize your voice. Maori, isn't it? From Horizon Point? I thought for certain I'd read your name on the list of casualties. Nor do you match their description. Yet you say you are here on behalf of Hogarth, with a writ. The Sovereign's mercies never cease. Others named him traitor, but I never believed it. If anything, Montelli is the one who has betrayed his duty. He's inflicting more injury to the Protectorate. Perhaps now we can finally put an end to all of this lunacy. If I can just speak with Montelli, maybe I can persuade him to stand down. Go to his terminal. Search for any information on it that may be deployed against him. I'll admit there's some risk in having my actions misinterpreted. I could be named a traitor, as Vigilant Hogarth was. Or sent to mental refreshment. No. Surely High Command will understand the need for this transfer of power. What I do now, I do for the Protectorate, not myself. Besides, Montelli is not merely my superior. He's also an old friend. I must make some attempt to get through to him. Why did you not mention any of this before? Never mind. If this is indeed the Vigilance will, then what other choice can be made? Much as I prefer a peaceable solution, you're right. The Protectorate would be made stronger by his passage. If he cannot serve as a general, he may yet serve as an example. It would still be best to investigate Montelli's terminal for anything that might unsettle or unbalance him before our confrontation. You will need your own access card to get upstairs. Blank key cards can often be found in the head through the door to the right and continue down the hall. You should find your way without much trouble. Oh, but I will join you as soon as you go to confront Montelli. In the meantime...
I heard nothing, and neither did you.
But if the Vox relay launches, we won't be able to change its trajectory. It could land on one of our towns.
Are you questioning the actions of our brigadier?
No, of course not.
Good. I was sure I misunderstood you.
Trouble ahead.
Prudence dictates we repel invasive elements.
What kind of slack we're faffing about? It's over there?
What was... Huh. Guess not.
Better go see. Out of a preponderance of...
That somebody?
Make me walk on over there, huh?
There. Found you.
Let me handle this.
Emergency protocol.
Teammate help me end this fight on my feet.
I am out!
Back in business.
All it took was...
Rasici, Aggressors name.
Do your job is a virtue. Every part is a tool. Every...
Look alive, Commander.
Fortune!
Commander, you're bleeding. Fix me up.
Resuming hostilities.
State your business. Forever vigilant.
Time to earn my commission. You're looking pretty skinny, Commander. Attack me! You attack to the rescue. Sight unseen. Out of sight and on the way. Disruptive influence!
Hostile ahead.
Vitals looking a mite marginal, Commander. What's more?
Resuming hostilities.
Unfriendly in combat range.
This paradigm we serve supplies all we deserve.
Appreciate if you cleared out. There.
Worthy
found
of
you.
review. It's over. There.
Looks like a fight.
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I...
The only renegade here is you, Umberto. You forced my hand through your paranoia and cruelty.
I'm killing traitors. My methods may seem callous, but a swift response to treason is necessary. Auntie's choice. Bah! The invaders are vacuous opportunists.
Festering rot. Hell of a way to speak of your own forces, Brigadier.
Or perhaps your auntie's choice simply lacks the standards to... Our great protectorate has lost its way. If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the protectorate's honor, instead of shaming his forebears by leaving such a grave task to others. How dare you speak to me as if you were my...
You're looking pretty skinny.
I was at
The only
my methods may seem if only the sovereign. How dare you speak to me as if you. Move forward.
Lay low, Commander. Medic orders.
Grenade.
Finishing my firearm.
The evidence on this terminal strongly indicates growing dysfunction within the Protectorate hierarchy.
Hey, if they want to eat their own, I know of a certain CEO and her army who won't complain.
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the Paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to strike at me.
The only renegade here is you, Umberto. You forced my hand through your paranoia and cruelty.
I'm killing traitors, seditionists. I am purging our prized garden of chokeweed and all manner of slithering things. My methods may seem callous and
festering rot.
Or perhaps if only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor. He never should have allowed the order to break. If not for the consul, all would...
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason and honor.
Enough.
What kind of tomfoolery is this? Crisply moving to
This unit patiently awaits repair.
What now? I was at my methods may.
Fest.
If only the. How dare!
Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic. To the rescue. Sight unseen.
Hastening to cover.
What now? An intruder. I was and
The only rent.
I'm killing. My methods may seem callous,
Fester.
or if only the son. He never should have allowed the order to break away. And now he makes himself a if not for the consul.
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason and honor. It was a lingering hope. I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might further our purpose? You incompetent! I asked you to do one thing!
Trusting the enemy. Word up to me. Guards!
Lay low, Commander. Medic orders. Little pick-me-up for you.
The evidence on this terminal strongly indicates growing dysfunction. Dysfunction within the protective hierarchy.
Hey, if they want to eat their own, I know of a certain CEO and her army who won't complain.
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the Paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your presence, am I to understand that you've turned renegade as well? Of all the serpents writhing beneath my boot, you were the last I expected to.
The only renegade.
My methods may seem. And. If only the Sovereign. He never should have, if not for.
It's as I feared. It was a lingering hope. I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might further our purpose? Now would be the time to deploy it.
And we found a shrine dedicated to her in his locker. Best replica of her wig I ever saw. Ain't that right, Commander?
I very much doubt that's true. What are you trying to...
How dare you walk into my station and think to impugn me? I'm weary of this pointless palaver. You erred when you... Guards!
Lay low, Commander! Medic's order! Commander, you're bleeding!
Sustain the system! Move forward!
Out of sight and on the way. Let's get you healed. To the rescue. Sight unseen. Draft back in business. You're looking pretty scathed, Commander.
Perfection!
Someone call for a medic. Looks like Montelli's crazy goes up the chain of command. Figures. None of this ever happens in a vacuum.
What now? I was at my methods. If only the Sovereign heeded his consul's wisdom, he could restore the Protectorate's honor. He never, if not.
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all reason and honor. Let's not be too hasty. I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might further our purpose? Now would be the time to deploy it.
Enough.
Charging boldly. On the way. To the rescue. Sight unseen.
What now? Ah, an intruder. Of course. I was warned the Paradigm would test me, and here you have arrived. And Corbin. By your... My methods may...
Fester.
Or... if only the Sovereign... If not...
It's as I feared. You really have gone beyond the reach of all... I don't suppose you have anything more to add? Something that might...
Enough. Silence your...
this is the control room. Bet you last month's earnings that DeVries left her mark here.
I don't know who you are or how you accessed my private terminal, but it won't do for prying eyes to have evidence of my activities. I've triggered the Vox Relay failsafe ejection routine. But worry not. After launching, the station will take several minutes to achieve its pre-programmed self-destruct altitude. So you'll have plenty of time to enjoy the ride before your death.
We gotta do something. If the Vox crashes into Fairfield, it'll kill a whole lot of my people and innocent civilians. It's a relief to hear you say so. Go on.
This unit strongly recommends evac.
Ah, there you are. I was expecting you 4 minutes and 27 seconds ago. But never mind that. I have a missive for you. Highest priority. Recipient's eyes only. All I can tell you is that it is from Arcadia's most judicious custodians, the Order of the Ascendant. I am not privy to any information beyond that. Oh, they did also say it was important. I was tasked 6 months ago to deliver it to whomever ship was at this landing pad at this exact time. Well, 4 minutes ago, like I said. All other questions may be answered by viewing the missive. Best of luck to you.
Time to watch whatever it was the messenger had for us.
Greetings, Agent of the Earth Directorate. I am Ruth Bassar, presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. At this time, I can only presume you think us your enemy, directly responsible for your colleague Augustine de Vries' actions way back on Horizon Point. I assure you, we were not. A splinter group was behind that heresy. The collective of scientists and scholars I lead are committed to elevating humanity by pursuing a greater understanding of reality. I believe our goals are not incompatible. We both oppose the Protectorate, and we both wish to preserve Arcadia from ruin. We can help each other. I entreat you to speak with Abbot Newell. He can be found in Golden Ridge at Matriarch's Mercy. He will aid you in your mission, and hopefully, you will see fit to aid us in ours. Nav key coordinates to the Golden Ridge landing pad on Dorado are embedded in this message. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Well, who could turn down an invitation like that? To Golden Ridge, Commander? My system still ain't gotten the memo we're clear of the relay. I'm itching to keep running. Just wish Westport hadn't been the victim here. Those folk didn't deserve to go out like that, Protectorate or not. I know what's done is done, but I'll have to sit with this. Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole... And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down. Fine by me. Oh, I see, you're here. Seems friendly enough. If a mite guarded and a little thick-headed in his view of Ant. Though I reckon he's seen his fair share of struggles over the... Fine by me.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the presiding bishop of the... Additionally, Golden Ridge is located on Dorado. The Protectorate abandoned it. Free Market Station is an independent... Agent Ibarra prioritized your recovery above pursuing Agent DeVries. This involved disassembling as the rebuilding
Feels good, don't it? Helping folks like Zeb and Audra hit back against the Protectorate. Almost like being back with the Earth Directorate. Yeah. Guess I am. It's easy to focus on all that's going wrong, but wins ought to be... No. Trust. On Triangular might have suggested going for drinks somewhere they don't cut them with fuel, but here... Shucks, Commander. I'm gonna get top-heavy you keep paying me compliments like that. Thanks again for going out of your way to help Zeb. Now I can...
Been active fighting here in I don't even know how long. We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
Attention passenger. You are running 21,027.5 hours late for your train. Please be mindful of your departure in the future. Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue.
The station must have really been something before the war made its home here. Things escalate. Might never be something again.